everyone, to the Winter Rando Marathon in benefit of the Burn Children's Fund of the South Carolina Firefighters Association. Their mission is to support development of pediatric burn care and treatment, recovery of burn-injured children and their families, research and education for firefighter safety and injury prevention, and burn awareness and fire prevention education. They recently opened their Camp Can Do at a new camp location at Camp Cole in Eastover, South Carolina, and they've also recently connected with Doctors Hospital's Burn Center in Augusta, Georgia to expand patient outreach. Any donations you can give are greatly appreciated, but for now, we're going to throw it over to Amber, who is going to be running the Castlevania 2 Randomizer for us. Take it away, Amber.
Hey, thanks a lot. So we're going to be doing Castlevania 2 Randomizer. I think it's a great game to be randomized. I'm 43. I'm a lawyer from Canada, and so I was a kid of the 80s. And I remember everyone always giving this game a hard time, even when I was a kid, about how complicated the map was. And I never found it that complicated. I think it's actually got a pretty linear map. There's 5 mansions and 6 towns, and that's what makes it really good for Rando, is it shuffles those 12 locations, shuffles the items, randomizes the enemies. So that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be, that's what's called a town rando. And I understand that there was a donation made to have a surprise sprite. So I'm going to select that right now. And I am going to also ask if anybody in chat, first person to post, let's say, a fruit, and first person to post a number, I'm going to put that in the seed name. Getting set up here. We got banana. Thank you, Freeland. And the number 5 from Lord Fizzlebeef. So the name of this seed is going to be, for those of you playing at home, FF, capital FF, capital B for banana, BANANA, and then the number 5. So we are going to set up. Okay, we're going to pull that seed right now. And I'm going to get it put up on the screen, and away we'll go. All right. All right, I'm ready. So I'm just gonna, for my, I think this is a podcast. I'm not sure if my timer is visible, but I'm gonna set a timer just for my own knowledge. So here we go. So I have no idea who this is. You always start in the town of Jova, and there's 3 checks in Jova. So we'll check our first one now. We have an oak stake, so that is certainly good. You need an oak stake to break all of the orbs, 1 for each orb. So having one in Jova is good. We have the nail, which is also a very good starting item. It's a block breaker. It lets you break most of, but not all of the blocks that you need to find items. And the third item is the heart. So we actually have an amazing start. A lot of options, so you can warp back at any time. Back. With that, so I'll just put that up there. So next thing we do after we check the checks, and this guy's feet, hard to tell where they are. Next thing we do is we try and find out where we are. So we're in the Ondel location, which is the leftmost location. The leftmost location on the map. I've already taken a lot of damage. I'm at level 0 currently. So I'm going to take a look at the other side. The leftmost location is the location that's closest to the famous tornado. Like that is just a couple, like that's just essentially 1.5 screens to the left of this town. So everything I need other than that tornado is going to be to the right of me. Man, this guy's feet, it makes it hard to judge for those floor drops there. So the first thing I want to do now that I've seen my items and situated my location is just to try and farm a little bit. Not the most ideal enemies to farm, and I'll head back here to do the main farm here in town. So the enemies' HP are also randomized. So in this case they are 2, so they actually haven't gone up or down from what they would normally be. And my main job is all those amazing items that I've got here in town. I'm gonna have to buy them. So I'm gonna probably do a fairly extended farm here. Randomizer, I mean all randomizers, but particularly this game, it's a game really about choices. Depending on what items you have available to you and where those items are and where you are, it makes certain decisions more attractive and certain decisions less attractive. For example, I got a block breaker, so if that was the only good item I had, I would be wanting to go places that had lots of blocks to break. If I didn't have a block breaker but I had the oak stake, I'd want to favor going towards places that had where I could find a mansion. It turns out that I have a little bit of options. Now, the best block breaker would obviously be the holy water, because that allows you to break horizontally and vertically. The nail only allows you to break bricks horizontally. I think I've got enough parts here. I'm gonna start going on my way here. So first thing I'm gonna do is pick up an oak stake. Farm a little more. Yeah, everything. I mean, it's a good problem to have to need to buy everything in Jova. Freeland mentioned in chat there that the Santa Claus sprite is problematic, because again the feet are designed very differently, and knowing where the feet are is actually really important for being able to do those floor drops. And also there's a certain jump in the game that you might see later on that I'm not sure if it's pixel perfect, but it certainly requires close to a perfect execution, and where you take off really matters. So now that we've gotten our fill, we've got an upper level. We have all the items that are available to us. The next thing we want to do is, again, you'll get to see the linear nature of this map, because essentially we're at the leftmost part of the map. So for now, we're just going to push right. There's going to be some variances to that, but we're just going to push right. The next town that we're going to come to, reset that. Next town we come to is, or in the vanilla game would be the location of Alba. Yeah, when you're level 1, you take damage pretty badly. So you So now we're in the second town here. This is the town of Doina. We like the town of Doina, particularly if we don't have a very good starting setup, because there is one free check here in Doina. There's also a church that you can heal in. I just walked past that because I've got full health. Someone get frantic, says Freeland. So we have garlic here. I actually maxed out. Your maximum until you get a silk bag is 4 items of garlic and 4 items of florals. And garlic is actually very useful. Like, this is a really fun starting setup here. So we're now at the Dead River. The Dead River can be a challenge in Rando because sometimes you can get some really tough enemies. There. Gonna take a peek, see what's over on this side here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a death. You know what? I'm gonna try and get across. So I actually have the heart. The heart like normally when you go right to left, you just go back where we came from on this river. But if we activate the heart, you can go to a different place. This is what would normally be the Brahms Mansion spot. This is another great town here. It's the town of Alba. It has a free check. So we're gonna come down here. Now the diamond is a pretty useless item. I didn't put the diamond warp on in the event that I start running a little behind. I could try and find it early. So you see, I just used an early way of getting out of here. You see, I used the nail to break those bricks and have access to this. So I'm actually going to put this in. I have a little tracking tool of my own. I'm just going to put that in. So there's an oak stake there. The town of Jova is over here. The town of Jova is over here with garlic. So if I go up to the upper floor of this town, if I just exit right here, if I go up those stairs, up a few flights, there's another check upstairs and a church. I do not have the holy water, so that check is not available to me, and I don't really need to heal. I mean, the way it works is, unlike the vanilla game where you lose all your hearts and all your experience when you game over, you only lose half of it here. So if I lose half, I'll lose half of 24 experience and half of 9 hearts, which is not a big tragedy. Thanks for that explanation. This could actually be a good grind spot. I'm probably going to take a game over before. Maybe not. I'm notorious for not being able to complete these grinds. But let's see if I can actually grind up to level 2 here. It's actually probably not gonna work. Since I don't want to lose the experience that I got here, I'm gonna finish this farm like this. Yeah, gotta do 11 more of these. Got our resident expert Freeland there in chat who can tell you everything about this game. Alright, so every second level up, your health bar will extend, so you'll notice that my health bar got a little bit longer. Does anybody know the name of my sprite? Because I'm not even sure what sprite I have here. I could use my diamond sub-weapon as well, but because I have the weakest whip and it's based on your whip, it actually gives 0 HP damage. Alright, so I just got the holy water. So normally I would warp back from here. Normally I would warp back from here. But because I got the holy water, I now want to check that check in the town of Alba. Oh, the day-night cycle froze the game for a brief second while I was commencing my jump. Alright, so right now, oh, this is Shatterhand, says Kickalonia. Right now, what you want to be doing is you want to be sort of planning your next move. So I have a couple of options. I'm right here on the shore of the Dead River on the where I showed the heart, so I can just go back to the other side and continue my journey. I also picked up some garlic, which has a couple of uses, which we'll get to in just a moment. That will change. That could change where I want to go right now. This is a church. Lets you fill up your health. Freeland says he expects this seat to be completed in 45 minutes or less. Not everyone is as good as you, Freeland. So I definitely think this will be a sub-hour, maybe even a sub-50, but we'll see. Alright, so we got a whip, a very expensive whip upgrade. And you know what I want to do? I'm gonna warp back. And I'm actually going to make use of my garlic. I'm still on my last life, so I might want to take a game over to sort of reset my lives. So there's a place to warp over to the other side of the map, and that's actually one of, like, being on the extremities of the map is sometimes a bit of a challenge. But if you're on the left side, as I am, there are ways of getting to the right side, either with the tornado or the warp that I'm going to do in just a second. Or drop through there. Would also be a good place to farm. And we got Medusa heads, which is good because the warp that I want to do here requires me damage boosting over a wall. Alright, so this is the Story Goy Graveyard, and if you drop garlic, you'll find what's known as the Graveyard Duck. A little bit of a... Alright, so the Graveyard Duck gives you an oak steak, which is not really that good. I mean, we now seen 3 oak stakes. So, oh. Garlic will kill enemies 1 HP at a time. Here's what I want to do. I gotta try that again. Right, well, at least I got my game over that I wanted here. Get it. That's fine. I'll just bring that Medusa head back. First try. All right, so we're now at the Laruba location. We have Rover Mansion, which is a pretty decent mansion to get early on, especially with an oak stick and a block breaker. There. Lots of flying enemies in this game, but especially in this mansion right now. I probably could have actually gone towards the orbs. I'm a little short on hearts right now. Get the golden knife. Freeland likes to refer to it as a crutch, but it's pretty useful weapon, a pretty powerful weapon, even when you've got a little whip. So, yeah, sorry, Orange, I did not get the double floor drop. Double floor drops are still not something I do with relative ease. Yeah, I know, Freeland, I let go at the last minute. So we actually know that Carmilla defends a whip. So there are clues in this game. In the original game, the clues are pretty useless. But in this game here, the clues actually, for the randomizer purpose, will actually tell you some things you might wish to know. Alright, so I'm hoping, well, I mean, there's a number of things I'm hoping to find, but laurels wouldn't be bad. And I'll explain that in just a moment why. But we are, let's see what we got here. All right, oak stake in, laurels out. So that's actually an interesting thing that we got that, because we're right now in the middle of a giant poisonous marsh. And there's actually another clue over here, so let's look that. We're in the middle of a giant poisonous marsh, and there's a large... Okay, so an oak stake is hidden on Dobby's path. So there's lots of, all the oak stakes are out and about here. So to the right of where we are, we're the Laruba location, there's a really large marsh, and to the left of us is an even larger marsh. And when I say marsh, they're poisonous marshes. These feet, man. The poisonous marshes will drain your health as you go through them. And so laurels are the item that allow you to maintain a certain period of invincibility, and 1 or 2 laurels can help you get across the poisonous marsh. Alright, so I'm a little low. I'm actually going to take a death here. So as you can see, the marsh drained my energy. Now that I have laurels, and the reason why laurels were significant here is because I can actually make this trek without the need to, to actually be able to get across safely. So what that allows me to do is it allows me essentially to wrap around to the other side of the early part of the game. You'll see, just to understand the way this game, and one of the things that makes this game a little bit complicated when people think of the map is that, as you see, there's this really tall ledge here. It's meant to be a one-way street where you can only go from right to left and you can't go from left to right. Now there is a way of doing that. If you whip jump properly, you can jump over there, so it does give you versatility in terms of traveling the map. But this game was meant to sort of have a break there. So this is another place. This is the Camilla Cemetery, where we can place garlic and find something as well. We got a silk bag. And we're now at the town of Yomi, which is the town that is got nothing in it. This is the famous person who says, "Let's live together." That's the character that Opry 99er and I have named Griselda Bafadis. Just for you guys who are following, that location that we were just at where Yomi was is what is normally the Alba location. There is another location just below us right now, but you need to have the first 2 crystals, the white crystal and the blue crystal, in order to get to it, so we're not heading there yet. And we do know there is an oak stake on Dobby's Path. This would be a great, in fact, this is a great grind spot. I might actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do that there. Hey, Billick. You see Billick is raiding in. Billick is a really good vanilla and rando player. Now, I'm not getting any experience points because I'm already level 2, but seeing as though I just took a game over, and there are some towns or mansions who are left. I think I'll carry along here. There's another clue down here, so we'll take a look and see what that says. A whip is for sale in Algebra. So the town of Algebra has a whip. We haven't found it yet. We found the Algebra location from the vanilla game, but we have not found the town of Algebra yet. This is Dobby's Path. If you have a block breaker, you could come through here. You can even floor drop down here, but you need a block breaker to be able to get that. So we got an oak stake. Freeland mentioned, that is where the Sacred Flame is normally located in the vanilla game. Now, to the left is the location of Berkeley Mansion, and down and to the left is the town of Veros in the vanilla game. What we'll find there, we're not sure yet, but due to some programming limitations, the location that's down this way is always going to be a one-story high location, and we've already seen 2 of the one-story high towns. Most of the towns are multiple stories, and all the mansions. So it's likely to be a mansion, but here we actually have a very rare vanilla Veros. It's the only town that it could have been that we haven't already seen that was 1 story high. And so that's actually unusual for the randomizer. You see a vanilla Veros. There's also a clue over here. Sacred Flame is for sale in Rando. Go to that. There are laurels here, and you know what? We are going to, and we have a, you know what? I don't have enough to get a 3rd round, so I'm just gonna go. Because I have the silk bag now, I can have up to 8 laurels and up to 8 pieces of garlic. I may need to farm up if there's something worth buying on the other end of town here. Veros Vanille. Whipping while you jump gives you a little bit of extra height and even a little bit of extra distance if it's used in those situations. Alright, so we got an oak steak here. It's a very affordable oak steak. I think you've seen all the oak steaks now. I didn't make a clear note if there was an oak steak in the guy in the diamond vendor spot, but I believe we've seen all the oak steaks. So as you know, I made the choice to go down and to the left. So now we're going back up. So I'm actually going to go back to the right where I would have gone had I gone up. Or had I stayed up and gone left. I missed that jump there. It's all right. This is the golden knife. Pretty powerful. It uses 2 hearts every time you shoot it, though. So we are in the town of Algebra, and so we do know that the town of Algebra's got a whip somewhere. Now it's a little bit early, or sorry, it's not too early, so I'll be able to farm if I need hearts. So let's start by looking here. Freeland says he's seen whips as low as 76. I don't think I've ever seen a whip that low. I think I've seen like a whip like for 80 or something. Alright, so we're actually able to afford the white crystal, and we are now half. So we are going to go upstairs because there are 3 checks in algebra. It can be a little disappointing if you don't have the holy water, because as you see, I needed to use the holy water to get down here. And the other check also requires holy water. There's a clue as well here, so we'll take a look at that. Oak steak for sale in Alba. We do that, so it's Owen. Thank you, game. Freeland has asked if we'll get vanilla blue crystal. We will need the blue crystal, or are likely to be finding the blue crystal in one of the next, I'd say, 3 or 4 checks that we look at. And the guy at the top with the mullet, he usually will have, well, not usually, he always has the blue crystal in the vanilla game. let's go over see Mullet Man over here and see what he's got. The townsfolk, by the way, as you know, are present even at night. Alright, so he has garlic, and he maxes me out at 8 garlic, so I will not need to buy garlic for the rest of the game. I might not even need it, but I don't think I need it. 3 hits with the thorn whip, which I believe means they've rolled up. So we're just doing a little farm here because we want to get the chain whip, and we know there's a whip here. If this was a race, I have to make a choice if I want to waste this time, get a whip, and get the firepower, but lose the time. It should be good. I mean, sometimes you get trolled with a very expensive whip, so I'm gonna do a little due diligence and get there. 167 should buy me whatever whip I need here. Yeah, as Orange mentioned, it's a good thing that you don't need to wait until morning to buy things. That for speedrun purposes, when you do the vanilla game, it's actually part of the strategy where you need to make sure that you get to certain places while it's daytime, because if you get there at nighttime, it just results in delay. This guy's name is Fred. He's a zombie that has, for some reason, more HP than any of the other zombies. R.I.P. Fred. Alright, so we've cleared out all of the spaces on the left side of the map now, except for the vanilla Jova location. So the town where you would normally, the location where you would normally start, that's where we're headed to next. Stud, fine. Yeah, as Freeland mentioned, we're going to find the blue crystal here because this is a standard logic seed. What that means is that although I did that damage boost earlier, and although I showed you that there was that place in the graveyard, the cemetery, where you can actually jump up to the ledge that you're not supposed to be able to reach, those are considered glitches. Oh, great. And all right then. Those are considered glitches, and to be able to progress to the right side of the map, you actually need to get the red crystal to use the tornado. And so all 3 crystals in a standard logic game will be on this side of the map. Yes, getting dunked into the water numerous times in a row. It's usually frowned upon. You should try and avoid doing that. The chain whip is a pretty good upgrade. So here we got Bodley Mansion. It's my least favorite mansion. It's actually pretty long. just because the vendor is in a really out of the way place, and just because of the nature of what's missing. And Bodley's often a mansion that I will fade. Yeah, I will not be doing the double 4-drop wraparound, unfortunately, Freeland, just because I can't pull it off regularly, and I don't want to pass up on. I don't want to pass up on what's in the vendor. Normally, oftentimes you may fade. You may fade the vendor. Fade the vendor, but given what's left here, you know, we're very close to. This is a place where you could consider actually leveling up. I'm actually not going to do that, but because the enemies are all one hit there. This is where you would do the double 4-drop wraparound. I've only recently learned how to do it, and I'm not very consistent with it, so. Okay. Well, if I miss the double 4-drop wraparound, though, I end up down at the level where I miss the vendor. So I don't want to miss the vendor. Because, again, I'm often keen to fade the vendor. However, given that we have limited places left, there's probably double crystal in here. The ring is free in Devious Woods, so in the place called the Lower Road, you're going to find one of the essential parts. Alright, so the rib was here. Rib is an essential item, so if I had done the double 4-drop wraparound, and if I had failed, I would have ended up just about a screen above where I am right now. I would have had to come around again, so I'm glad that I didn't attempt that. I mean, it would have been fun to watch, and it would have been really cool if I pulled it off, but I think this was the right move. Now there's going to be a crystal in here. And now I want to know if I should consider wrapping around. I think I'm actually. I'm going to pick up another oak stake over here, and I'm actually going to do the damage boost from the Storygoy Graveyard again. I think I might get some heat from Freeland, but I could have just done the walk back. I'm not sure that's faster. Might be. If I walk back from the Jova location, I'd be probably at the bridge right now. The rib acts as a shield, so it's a good idea to equip it. Yeah, I'm gonna need a second world. Oh, that's fine. So I cost myself laurels and a few hearts, I think, to save myself a little bit of time. I don't know, I'm probably going to hear from Freeland if he disagrees with that, but it's alright. There we go. Got only a little bit of health left. I kind of want to not die so I can get to the next level. Oh, never mind. That's a cool little run that guy does. So this is now, now that we have the blue crystal, we have access to what would normally be the Rover Mansion location. And so there we are going to find the red crystal because we have checked all checks on this side of the world. This is the town of Rando. And we know that the Sacred Flame is here, and it is almost certainly going to be where I'm about to check right now, because whenever I don't want a certain item, it's always the first place I look. So expect the Sacred Flame to be here. Alright, so we did get lucky. So we've gotten all the checks that we've gotten all the checks that we need now, so we're gonna head to that tornado that I told you about, the famous tornado at what's called Deborah's Cliff. You want to make sure there are no enemies that follow you towards the tornado, because if they get caught in the tornado, that glitches the game out. Diamond is free in Alba. So we're essentially, once we get the ring in the lower road, which is going to be just to the left of where I'm dropped off in this tornado, we'll be 2 items away from being in go mode. That's Brahms Mansion. I think logically we're going to do that next. It does soft lock, as Freeland mentioned, if you get hit while in the tornado, but you can warp out, and it makes this like sound, and that becomes the game music until you find a new tune somewhere. So it's not good times. All right, we got the ring. We are 2 items away from being in go mode. This is the normal Flame Whip vendor. Freeland mentions you want to get that first. Yeah, because we know there's something there, and also it just gets that out of the way, so we don't have to get it through the mansion. So, oh, shit. There are 5 mansions, which are essentially like the dungeons in this game, but only 2 of them have bosses. And one of them you'll find here. Those fishmen have really bad aim. Man, lots of bats near the stairs. Oh, shoot. If you leave a heart on the screen, the enemy that gave you that heart will respawn. That's extremely trolly to have those Medusa heads get you right as you come into this room. Then you can't do the 4 drop you normally would do. Take a look to see what the clue is. There's a clue over here. The laurels are for sale in Laruba. So we now know that Laruba has a whip in Carmilla and laurels for sale. So I mean, none of that is extremely necessary. We may wrap it up right here in Bronze. So there we go, there's the magic cross. We're now 1 item away from go mode. There's a wrong warp here. Go. We're into Death's Chamber. We'll pull that off. We'll check the orb first. If you like to check the orb first, maybe you get a whip. A silver knife, that's kind of useless. Now the only problem will be is if I have the holy water, so I can actually try and equip. Got a whip, so Brahms doesn't have what we need. Well, it had one of the items we need, but we are now there's a possibility that it might be in there's a possibility it might be in the Laruba orb, and there are no more oak stakes in the direction I'm going. We're close enough to the tornado, and we had to get out of Bronze anyway, that I think this makes... think I'm one short. % discount. Come on, I'm your best customer. I'm your only customer. We do miss out on the clue exiting bronze, but at this stage of the game, I'm not too concerned with missing clues. Wow. Did that walk pretty well until that. So this is Laruba Mansion. There are only I'm gonna try and get my level 3 level up. I'm only 14 XP away from that. Berkeley's and Yomi, it will be a real time loss if with this lag if I have to go to Berkeley, because it's a long mansion and I probably will need to pick up another oak steak back in Jova. So we know that the free item, we know that the purchasable item is useless. So we're just going to skip down to the free item here. Two seconds of you to take. Dagger. So that's Carmilla, has a whip. Alright, eyeball, we're in go mode, and you know what? It's not strictly necessary to kill Carmilla, but may as well do it so you guys can see. So we now have the best whip in the game. It's the Flame Whip. And we are headed for Drac. All the enemies are classic Laruba enemies with HP. gonna use the last of my laurels just to get through here a little faster. I think I'm gonna narrowly miss doing this in sub-hour, but that's fine. I didn't run this as efficiently as I could have, but it wasn't a bad run. Anything around the hour mark, if it's not a very fast seed, which I mean the seed had some very fast elements to it, but take a death before Dracula there. We're on to Dracula's Bridge. It's day 5, 16 hours, 48 minutes of in-game time. Yeah, Tuesday's race. We did a race. So I'm just going to whip Dracula to death. I do have the dagger, I believe, so I could do a quick kill, but I think it's just more satisfying to whip Dracula's face off. So you cannot bring garlic into the chamber, so I like to get rid of it there. All the garlic you saw leave my tracker there, it gets removed because you can't bring it into Dracula's room here. All right. The randomizer gives a custom-made ending text, but it also includes stats as well. You'll get to see how many deaths you had. It will show you how many hearts you got total and how many kills you had as well. So we'll wait until the end to see that. Drac never stood a chance. Yeah, that's true, Orange. The stats are a bit bare bones compared to some of the randomizers, but you know, it's better than when you get in the vanilla game. Simon now plans a Doina PR tour. That's some of the custom text there. In the original game, when you go to Doina, I think in this game too, but when you go to Doina, all the townsfolk are angry with you. They say stuff like, after Castlevania, we told you not to return or get back. And so you need to kind of up your PR in Doina. Take a look at the stats here. So 15 deaths, 395 kills, 1592 hearts. And that, folks, wraps up Castlevania 2 Randomizer. So unless there's anything else, I think I'm right in line with the time estimate. So I'll throw it back to whoever.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Amber, for A very good run. Castlevania 2's always been one of my favorites, so always good to see the randomizer get its time in the limelight.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you. Stick around, everyone. We have one more show yet to come tonight. We've got a special short edition of the OJ Power Hour coming up in just a few minutes.